Well, Keeper, I'm fixing to rebuild your front axle here, and I've got some of it somewhat apart. I just want to show you some of the stuff that I've got here. This is your original unit that has some positive traction clutches in it. It's original. I don't know what it originally came out of, but it is a little pause unit. So I'm just going to wash it out, clean it up, push these bearings off, press this off, put on your new 373 gears right here. The spacer that I had lost, I got a little kit from O'Reilly's that come with brand new spacers, had the new seals, it's got the new bearings that go on your axle, and the new rubber boots. So that'll clean those up real nice. Your axles, the U-joints didn't look that old in those, and the axles seem to be okay, so I'm not going to mess with those any. Your locking hubs are in good shape. Clean this cover up. Then I've got a new pinion seals and stuff. All new carrier bearings, pinion bearings. I'm fixing to take this out, drive those bearings out, the bearing cones, and then I'll drive some new bearing cones in there. But while I was doing this, one of the bolts, somebody put new shields on here and they had broken one of the bolts off. And now it's right there. And as I look a little closer, this is a grade 8 bolt. So it's going to be extremely hard to get out. I wish they would have went ahead and fixed that when I was putting those on. So now what I'm going to have to do is grind that flush, center punch it, and start drilling it out until I can get a hold of it with an ease out and hope it comes out, and then probably end up running a tap in there. So you just never know what you're going to get into. This can be a nasty little job right here. So let me get it ground up, and I'll try to get that thing out of there. Alright, I was able to grind that smooth, and then I took and center punched dead center. You got to make sure you're in the dead center of it. And then I have drilled that real slow with a brand new 1/8" drill bit, and I'm right dead center of it. The reason it's got to be so center is I'm going to have to keep drilling that out until I break it loose. And if I don't break it loose, I've got to be able to drill the threads and wash them off the other threads and then run a tap back through there. If you get off center, you're going to drill into your other threads. So yeah, that's going real well. I got your pinion out. Thank goodness I took it out. Look how bad that looks. It's horrible. And those gears are horrible. But anyway, and then I think it is such bad, nasty shape, and I don't know if you can see all the yuck in your axle tubes, all that stuff that's in the axle tubes. I think I'm going to drag this back outside, and I'm going to get one more good steam cleaning inside of it, and hopefully right after I get this out, I'm going to keep drilling until I get that dude out of there. So let's get back to work on it. Alright, well, that pushed it right on out. You can see there's the threads from the bolt, just a smidgen off to the side, but that allowed my tap to grab into the factory threads and then just drive that right out. And now, nice and clean. Just wish they'd have done that when they broke it off. Alright, so now I'm going to get this drug outside, I'm going to get my steam cleaner out, and I'm going to steam clean and fire out all this stuff and get it completely clean, and then we'll start putting this baby back together. Now, I was able to get all that steam cleaned out, then I blew everything out, then I cleaned off all that excess rust that was on these for my alignment of my pinion angle. All these landings I polished with a sandpaper and cleaned all them up, cleaned all the threads out. The rear end that we put in the back of your truck, the 9-inch, that's one of the easiest rear ends there are to set up. The Dana 44 is almost the total opposite of it. The 9-inch, I have an adjuster that I can adjust this back and forth. This one isn't like that. This one has shims, so I have to load shim packs on this side and shims on that side, then press the bearing on, then completely assemble it, and then if I need to move it or something, I have to pull it back out, press the bearings back off, change these, and then back in and back out. These are pretty tough. But what I'm going to do is start with the original ones that were on here and the original ones that were on the pinion as well. It's the same way. I'll have to shim, press the bearing on here and shim it forward, press it off, change it. It can be a lot. So, but I'll start with all the original shims in it, and then hopefully it should be pretty close the first time. But let me get the rest of this together, put your gear on. I washed everything, washed all those gears out, blew all that out, cleaned all your seal landings, bearing landings, and let's start building this thing. Well, Keeper, I want to show you what's involved in setting these gears up a little bit. Now, I've already got your ring gear in place, and I've got these torqued 50 pounds with Loctite on them, pinged them, re-torqued them, so they are absolutely perfectly installed. Polished all them up where I can press these bearings on here. But I took your bearings, and I just kind of drew a little example of that. This side of it, this is this pack, and then this side, it had one 30, 2 30s, and 3 4,000ths. So I'll take your new kit that I got, and I'll select that, which is about 72 thousandths on this side and about 30 on that side, and I'll make these up to that tolerance on each side. Then I'll have to put these on here and then take your new bearing and actually press that press that bearing on there. Once I get it in place, then I'll have to do your pinion the same way. I'll have to press it on with the factory setup and then all that. And if it's not where I want it, I'll have to press all that back off and then move this 1/1000 or 2/1000 and the pinion in and out until I get that proper wear pattern. So it's quite a lot too, setting this gear up. But let me put all this factory stuff in it first, and then I'll record all these numbers, and then I'll know kind of how to move it when I get ready to start moving it. So let's get back at the shimming. Well, Keeper, I finally got this all together. Now, when I earlier took all this apart, I really expected that factory setup to be able to be pretty much one and done. Well, it was far from that. It looked like at some point in time this must have gotten loose and somebody pulled it out and added spacers to it, and it threw off everything. So I ended up pulling this in and out about somewhere around 5 times. And you can see here of all the shim measurements and changes I made just to get it to where I could check your pinion depth. And then once I got that in place, I found the pinion was about 5/1000 too shallow. When I moved the pinion, it changes all that again, and it took me about about maybe 4 or 5 more times to end up getting that dialed in with preload, backlash, pinion depth, and all, and then your new bearing. So it's in good shape now. On my backlash, you can see I've got 11/1000 backlash. Then your wear pattern on your drive side, which is this side, you can see that pattern right in the center, and then the back side right in the center of the tooth. All new bearings, races, and all that. So I think that's it. We're fixing to put the cover on it, get this thing ready to paint, and put it in.